Now, here are 13 clear signs that he really wants to be in a relationship with you. Number one, he uses the word date. You know, dating in the 21st century can be really confusing when it's so casual. You know, we hang out and the next thing that we do, we sleep together enough to call it a name, hookup culture. Just a few people actually go on a date where they dress up, and quite frankly, that's frustrating, especially for people who really want something more, but yet they don't want to put their love interest under undue pressure. However, when a guy asks you out for a date specifically, and when he talks about dating you, you know he's serious enough about you to consider a relationship. So pay attention to this sign that he wants a relationship. Number two, he's dependable. Listen up, ladies, and take this to the bank. When a guy isn't sure what he wants, and some women can do this too, he won't be consistent. He will just show up at yours when he has time, when he's lonely, or when he's bored. He won't necessarily be there when you need or you want him to be. And he won't even make time for you. So if this happens, just simply put, you're not a priority. And this won't be the case if he wants more than sex. Instead, he will go out of his way to see you. His presence means he's there for you emotionally too, which of course is necessary for a healthy relationship. And other signs that he wants a relationship includes keeping you in the loop about his plans, even when they don't involve you, because this certainly will make it a lot easier for two of you to spend time together. So if you think that he really is dependable on all fronts, then he wants a relationship with you. Number three, if he calls for no reason, maybe it's not a call. Not everyone enjoys calling, by the way. But if you see his name on your phone because he's contacting you via any means, maybe WhatsApp or anything, he's not looking to get laid. It's a good sign that he wants a relationship. He just wants to say hi. He wants to hear about your day. And he also wants to tell you about his day. And I think that that's a good news if you're feeling same way. But on the reverse, it might feel a little clingy if you're not into it. Number four, if he talks about his feelings, he likes you and he's making it known. And this is not just when he's drunk either. When he's sober, he can be honest with his feeling, with the feelings that he has for you. And he would also make it known that he wants to be with you. Plus, then again, you figure out that he's not playing games that leaves you wondering how he feels about you or where you stand with him, or if he's even interested in that relationship at all with you. Then you're a lucky girl, because he wants to be in a relationship with you. Honestly, when you send mixed signals, it just gets in the way of your future together. It's better to state what you want so that you guys know that you're on the same page. And number five, you know there is always that period at the beginning of the relationship when he might be entertaining a few different people, but when he's thinking about dating you, he will stop seeing, talking to those people, and even sleeping with other women because you're the only one on his mind. And you know what that means? He's thinking about being monogamous with you. So if he stopped seeing other people, but just you, then he's looking to date you. And just you alone. Number six, he is taking it slow. He's not in a rush to say the words or to commit. I know some of you would think I'm crazy by saying this, but when a guy takes his time to date you or befriend you without immediately putting a name to the friendship, especially when you both just met and you haven't had the chance to thoroughly know each other, it's a good sign that he's taking his time to be sure that he's in it for the right reasons. And mind you, while he's taking his time on putting a name to that friendship, he's also taking his time to be physical with you. It's one thing for him to not put a name to your friendship, but it's another thing for him to eat the cake and have it. I don't know if that makes sense. But then again, I don't mean that he takes his time in a way that leaves you pretty much confused. Rather, he doesn't want to rush into the relationship because he wants it to work with you. He's not just interested in a rebound. Perhaps he's wanted to kiss you or even have sex with you and to say, I love you. Because when he's sure, you know he's not going back on his words with you if you're also in on it with him. All right. Number seven, he's jealous. I'm not talking about irrational jealousy, which is unhealthy, but he's a little jealous if you spend a lot of time with other people, especially your guy friends. And this can be a good thing if you want him to feel a little bit of jealousy and want you. He's not searching through your phones, but he's just curious about your best friend. Of course, if you're also relationship minded, then you've got to make him feel good. Let him know that he's the only one that you want. Have that talk about being monogamous and you should be fine. Number 8, you find out that he's protective of you, then he wants to be with you. When a guy cares about you, he will want to protect you. And this can manifest as concerns about you walking home at night or him being a little suspicious about guys. So if his heart is in the right place, you would observe that he's simply concerned for you and not being controlling. There's a difference, all right? So you probably will feel a little flattered. Even if you perfectly are capable of taking care of yourself, you'll be flattered that he's concerned or he's showing concern towards you. Now, number 9, he introduces you to his friends and families. Now, there is no better sign than this, than him wanting a relationship with you, than him introducing you to the people who matter to him the most. It's just a way of showing that you're important to him and that you're there to stay. So if he's just interested in something casual, then he's not going to waste anyone's time by making introductions. In fact, you might not even know their names. So watch out for this, and also how and what he introduces you as. All right. Number 10, he wants to know you, the real you. So if you're looking for signs that he wants a relationship, then listen to the question that he oftentimes would ask you. Does he want to know what position you like most during sex, or is he more interested to know about your childhood, your best friend, your hopes, your dreams? Because a fling doesn't care about those things, or about asking questions that would help you connect deeply with him. He just cares about the sex. Number 11, he pays attention to details. It's one thing when he asks you what he wants to know, but it's even a greater sign that he wants a relationship with you when he picks up on things simply because he pays attention. Like, does he know your best food? Does he know your favorite color? Because I tell you, this trait will probably make him a great gift giver. All right, it's pretty awesome when someone cares enough to observe the details because he wants to know what you're on about, what makes you tick. Do you understand? So if he doesn't want a relationship and you do, you will find yourself trying to force him to care, which never works out well. And number 12, if he talks about the future with you, then that's a sure sign that he wants you. Because when your man starts using the words like we and makes plans for the future, he definitely is thinking about settling down with you. At first, he might be talking about his goals for the month or for the year or even longer. But if he suggests something like a vacation together, then he's adding you to some of his plans, and that's a great sign. Here's a bitter truth that some of y'all need to take home. Guys who only want sex don't usually talk about the future. That's it. They don't talk about the future. Number 13, and lastly, he talks about the relationship. That's the number 1 sign that he wants to be in a relationship with you. When he uses the R word, it might be in passing, or he might just sit you down and talk about what he wants from your relationship. Of course, he might also avoid using, the word because he doesn't want to scare you off. And this is exactly why you will want to look for signs, he wants a relationship. And this makes it easier for you guys to have that talk and become official. Yet again, ladies, if he doesn't display all of these signs that he wants a relationship, please pay attention to his actions. They do speak louder than words after all. And lastly, if he displays any of the signs that he loves going down on you, here's a link to that video, then it might be an indication that he wants a relationship with you. But on the other hand, if you don't share his feelings, just be on the lookout for the signs too, because you will need to talk to him about potentially ending that sexual relationship if you don't want to lead him on. It's not good to do that. That's usually not a fun conversation to have, but you will have to have it sooner rather than later to avoid breaking his heart even more. Although there are stereotypes that guys never want to settle down, this is not always the case. There is a fine line between convincing yourself that you're headed for a relationship and actually getting into one. However, if you don't see some of these signs that he wants to be in a relationship with you, then you might want to play it cool. But if he does display the signs and you're interested, I say congratulations to both of you. Until I come your way, do enjoy a fabulous time in your relationship and know that I love you big time. Mwah.